Welcome to
FamilyMath number 149.
FamilyMath number 149. So I asked you last night what you would like to learn about in Family Math today, and what did you say?
Pascal's triangle.
Pascal's triangle. And in our normal stuff we're doing during the week, we're talking about counting.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm going to show you how Pascal's triangle relates to counting. So, but first, can one of you guys tell me how you make Pascal's triangle?
Well, you start with the 1
Okay.
on top. Every stage is bordered by 1s.
Okay.
And then when you get past the second stage, it's the number down here is the sum of these two numbers. So 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1.
Okay, stop there. What comes next?
1, 4, 6, 4, 1.
And what comes next?
1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1.
Okay, so every time we have a number like this 4,
Yep.
it comes from the sum of the two numbers above it,
Yep.
except the ones on the edges,
Which are automatically 1s.
which are always 1s.
Yeah.
But you could think of those as coming from the numbers above it if you pretended there were zeros on the outside.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the next row?
It's going to be 1, 6, 15, 20, 15, 6, 1.
Okay. Now, we already said we have a relation where the two numbers that come before it add above it, add to the number below it. Can you see any other interesting patterns
Well,
in this triangle?
this row is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's a diagonal.
Yeah, and it goes down. It hits all of the integers.
It does. So, hey, that's a very interesting pattern. Good job. You
Well,
see any other
the
patterns?
rows are actually multiples of 11. This is 11 times 1, 11 times 2. I mean, they're powers of 11.
Oh, interesting.
So 11 to the 0, 11 to the 1, 11 squared, 11 cubed. This is 11 to the 4th. This one might be 11 to the 5th.
So when you say this one's 11 squared, you're saying 11 squared is 121.
Yeah.
And so this row looks like 11 squared. Okay, yeah, actually, you know what? That's a very interesting observation as well. We're going to come back and talk about that right at the very end. See any other patterns?
Well, you have, this row has multiples of 10 on it, and multiples of 5 on it.
Oh,
1,
that's
5,
interesting.
10, 10, 5.
1, 7, 21, 35, 35, 21, 7, 1. Now, some rows have multiples of themselves in it. It's traditional to call this the 0 row, the 1 row, because you see those powers.
Yeah.
The 2 row, the 3 row, the 4 row, the 5 row, the 6 row, and the 7 row. Some numbers have powers of themselves. Let's ignore 1. But 2, not powers, multiples of themselves.
Multiples.
2 does.
3 does.
3 does. 4 doesn't, because 6 isn't a multiple of 4. 5 does. 6
doesn't. 7 does.
7 does. Sorry about that. Based on the pattern you see so far,
Probably the 9th row will have multiples of 9 in it.
okay, what's the pattern you think you see?
Well, I see a pattern where, excluding this row,
Uh-huh.
because then the pattern doesn't hold for this row.
Okay.
When there's two middle numbers, well actually it's one number, but there's 2 of them.
Mhm.
You have multiples. When you only have one middle number, you don't.
Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. 8, row A would be 1, 8, 28, 56,
And then
70,
70, 56.
56, 28, 8, 1. The
No.
9th row.
But these
1.
don't really count as multiples.
Well, no, the whole row, I mean, is multiples.
Oh.
1, 9, 28, plus 8.
Is 36.
Oh, looking good. 28 plus 56.
Is going to be 7. It's going to be 84.
Is that a multiple of 9?
No.
Ah, rats. Okay.
Well, I think the pattern I see, it's all of the primes.
Oh. 2, 3, 5, 7,
Then 11.
11. Now we won't go down to 11, but that's interesting. I'm going to show you one other interesting pattern, and then we're going to go to the kitchen table. Add up the rows for me. What does this add up to?
1,
2,
2,
4,
4,
8, 16,
16,
32,
32, yeah, 64.
It's all of the powers
Squares.
of 2.
I mean,
It's
powers
all-
of 2, yeah.
Squares?
Powers of 2.
Powers of 2.
Whoa.
Interesting. That they add up the number, when you add up all the numbers, you get powers of 2. So there's lots of interesting patterns hiding in here.
And you can get Sierpinski's triangle if you do Pascal's triangle in binary.
Well, in just looking at the remainders, not,
Yeah.
not quite in binary, but
But
looking at the
close.
remainders when you divide by 2. All right, so let's go to the kitchen table and talk about why this relates to counting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
All right. Here we go.